Good evening, good evening. How's everyone doing? Welcome to the Heart of Gold. And I'll tell you what, you're in for a treat. My name is Kevin Barble. I'm the executive assistant here at 3 Key Elements and also a mentor. And I love what I do. It's been amazing over the last 4 years as I have assisted here with the company to see the growth and the thousands and thousands of people's lives that we have changed, enhanced, all the testimonials that come in of where someone may be at one time and how they elevate and move up and increase in their life. Is there anyone in the room that wants to take their life to the next level? I think there's more people on this side that wants that. What over here? I thought you were over there. Well, tonight, take some good notes. There's some great information that Kirk will be sharing from his experience. And when I attended my first Heart of Gold, if you believe it or not, it was about half a years ago. It was like a section just right here. There was maybe 50 of us in the class, and Kirk got on the floor and talked to us and poured out his heart. And there was things that evening that I learned that, there's more to life. I heard it all my life, but that's where it really sunk in for me on a different plane. So as Kirk shares this evening, be open. That there's things that you may be seeing around you or feeling around you, but not quite sure what that might be. And as Kirk shares from his heart, that'll make more sense. A little about 3 Key Elements and what we've done. For those that are new, and this is like, okay, who's this company, what's going on? But over the last several years, we have become a member of the National Speakers Association. Kirk and Kim have become members of the National Speakers Association. Both of them, and that wasn't their intention to become a part of the Speakers Association. However, they presented, and things increased and enhanced and changed, and they improved themselves so they can improve others. Along the way, we are also recognized by Inc. 5000 4 years in a row now, and which has been an amazing journey. Recognized by Utah 100 4 years as well in a row. Received the Genius Award, and so there's all these awards that we are receiving. And that wasn't our purpose. Kirk had a message. That's what he had. Then he had a message and a music stand. Then he wanted to share. Then from the music stand, there was some music, a little boom box. And as the journeys progressed, that we have these amazing screens on the sides, we got these speakers, big venue. But ultimately, knowing Kirk and get to know him on a spiritual plane, he's got a huge heart. He's a very intuitive person. And that's where he wants to go this evening, is to go there to share and open up your thoughts so that you can take your life to the next level. And once again, who wants that? I knew you were there. Okay, so whatever it looks like tonight, and I want you to think to yourself, that change. Say you're right here. And maybe you want the change, or you think your spouse should change. Those that were in the class earlier, knowing that you can't change your spouse, you can't change anyone else, but you can change yourself. You can change what's inside here and here. So the information you learned tonight, take it home and apply it. And remember, change here in your mind and change in your heart. And as you do that, rest of your life will change and enhance. So a little more about Kirk before he comes out on stage is, as I mentioned, he's a member of the National Speakers Association. He's delivered close to 5,000 presentations. And Kirk will say that he's an introvert at heart. He's introverted. And I would agree until he gets on the stage, and then he's far from that. And so going from an introvert to sharing and pouring out from his heart, he wants to enhance and improve your life from his experiences. As he's mentored one-on-one and group settings, it's been phenomenal to see all the lives have changed. Marriages saved, incomes increased. Couples decide to stay together and not separate. There's lots of different kind of successes. And whatever your success is that you're looking for, you can achieve that in your life. Just go for it. So the man that's going to help you look at a bigger view, more possibilities, is Mr. Kirk Duncan. Are you guys ready for him? All right, so without any further ado, help me welcome to the stage, Mr. Kirk Duncan.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you. Well, hello there. Hello there. Hello there. Will you please wrap your arm around the stranger next to you? Don't let go. Come on, we're family here now. It's Thursday night. Keep your arm around this stranger and just let them know, you know what, I'm glad you showed up. And if you will, let this person know that you got your arm wrapped around, just let them know. You're part of an awesome family too, by the way. You're part of an awesome family. All right, let go of them before it gets too creepy. All right, good job, good job, good job. And let's give a big round of applause to everybody for showing up here this evening, please. Big round of applause. Excellent, excellent. Thank you. Well, my name is Kirk Duncan, and I am the president of Three Key Elements. And this company, believe it or not, started out in my garage. And it started out with a little card table over in the corner next to the lawnmower. And I had a crazy idea one day of my life that I wanted to help other people. That was my idea. I want to help out. I had just started to figure some things out about life, and some people started asking for some advice. And I was sharing what I had figured out, and their lives started to get more in order, and they started having some things happen to them too that were awesome. And the word started to spread. And I remember sitting at that table, and my wife coming out to me, and she was bringing me a cup of hot cocoa because it was freezing in the garage. There's no heater, no carpet on the floor. It was just a card table in the corner next to the lawnmower. And my wife asked me, she goes, "So how many people do you want to help?" And I looked her straight in the eye and I said, "Just a few. I just want to help a few." Well, as of today, that has gotten way out of control. and my life has got to the point now that I was down in the Dominican Republic, a little island down in the ocean. I'm down on the Dominican Republic island on a vacation with my wife. I just hired somebody to take me out fishing, and I came back to shore, and the taxi driver guy that was taking me back to our resort, he started talking to me about fishing. And he goes, "So did you catch one?" And I said, "Yeah, I caught some big ones." And I was telling my fish stories because the fish were huge and it was super fun. And he goes, "Now, what's your name?" And I said, "My name's Kirk Duncan." And we're driving down this little road in the Dominican Republic, and he whips his head over, and he looks at me and he goes, "The Kirk Duncan from Utah?" And I went, "How did you know that?" And he goes, "I watch you on Facebook." I go, "You have Facebook in the Dominican Republic?" And he goes, "Yeah, we all do." And I go, "How did you find me?" And he goes, "My friend in Costa Rica told me about you." "Your friend in Costa Rica? How did he find out?" "Well, somebody else told him, and then we've been watching you on Facebook." I'm like, "What?" I mean, all my crazy stuff. And he goes, "Yeah, it's awesome. You're like the vision board declaration guy, and you're just like, you do all this stuff." And I go, "You know those terms?" And he goes, "Yeah." And we're talking on the way back to the resort. And he goes, "I can't wait to call my family and tell them I drove with Kirk Duncan today." And I'm going, "Oh, stop it. Weird, 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 weird." But I got back to the resort, and I told Kim what happened. And she goes, "There's people that can know you all over the world. There's people that can know you. With social media today, if you get on social media and you say something good and positive, does it stay in your little tiny town where you live? Zoom. It goes around the world. It goes everywhere. And people all over the place can read your good message. So it's not just me. I just happen to get up and deliver messages a whole bunch of times and do big classes and get on TV a bunch of times and all these things. And that thing happens. But guess what? You are also a messenger. You are also somebody who can do good, not only in your own family, your own marriage, your own business, your own things you're doing, but you can send good out into the world, and you can affect somebody who lives on an island or in a different country who you'll never meet in this lifetime until you get to the other side. And then they come running up to you to say thank you. So I have a suggestion for you. Bump the person next to you and tell them, you ought to send some good out on the social media world. Yeah, you ought to send some good out there in the social media world. Yeah, you ought to do that. You ought to do that. There's some good you can do here. Some good you can do here. Because I really believe that the world's changing. I can see it all over the place. We all know this. Weather patterns are changing. Things are happening in the world a huge way. And I don't know how you're interpreting it, but something good is coming. Something good. And we got people who are thinking devastation thoughts and, catastrophic events and those kind of things. Sure, that may happen before the good settles in. So tonight, what I want to do is I want to share with you some ahas that I've discovered. Some ahas that I found in my own personal studies and my own personal life experiences. Now, in no way this evening am I, trying to say, I know what's happening and you should follow me. That's not it. I have some things tonight that I want to show you that are literally techniques or tools that you can use to keep your mind and your heart really open so you can see what's going on around you. Now, I'm a churchgoer. Oh my goodness, the Duncans are churchgoers. We're churchgoers, and man, we are front row or second row churchgoers all the time. And what's awesome is when we go, thank you for the applaud. Did I just get applaud for being on the first row? That's awesome. Do that again. That's awesome. Thank you. What's cool is usually most people don't sit in the first two rows. They usually don't sit there. So our seats are always saved. And so we go up there and we sit center, first row or second row, so we can absorb as much of the feeling of the room as possible. If somebody's going to be up front speaking, they did a lot of preparation, and they got a lot of information flowing around in their head, and I know they can't say it all in the amount of time that they have been given to speak. And so I want to sit as close as I can to them, so whatever they can't say, that pours out of their heart, comes right over the pulpit and just goes whoosh all over us. So it's one of the reasons why I like sitting on the front row or the second row is because you get a bunch of heart energy just coming right from those speakers, coming right at you. So the Duncans are churchgoers. And boy, we are a praying family. And us being a praying family and churchgoers and believers in truth and righteousness and forgiveness and using the atonement to help cleanse our souls, we are good churchgoers. We are good people. But we still have weird stuff that happens to us. And we'll do all the good stuff. Now, the church I go to is the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And I'm going to use some general church terms and some general spiritual terms to kind of get some information across. But in no way am I trying to say, this is what you got to do to figure this kind of stuff out. That's not the kind of conversation we're going to have here tonight. My hope tonight is I can open some thoughts and open up some considerations for you to get very active in what's going on inside your mind and what's going on inside your heart. Because I don't know if you know, but the devil is still out there. And what do you guys think? Is he winning or losing right now? He's losing. Isn't that what you guys think? Let's try that again. The devil's still out there. What do you guys think? Is he winning or losing? Losing. Good answer, my warrior friends. He's losing. He's losing. And in my story, it goes like this. Those who are empowered to cause people to step up to who they are looking for truth, living truth, and really taking a stand about what is good for us. And I look around the room, and I see some familiar faces, and I see a lot of friends in the room. And I see some really smart people in the room. And so, if you will you bump the person next to you and just tell them, he's looking at you, by the way. He's looking at you, yeah. He's looking at you. So my intention tonight is to share some things about how to develop a heart of gold. And what is a heart of gold? A heart of gold to me is somebody who has their hearts set on the highest kingdom or the highest experience you could ever have in heaven. To me, the heart of gold is a person who is so willing to get so prepared and so dialed into heaven that when they get to the other side, like they literally achieved the highest possible experience you could have on the other side. I don't know about you, but I get it. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. One of these days I'm going to die. And man, when I die, I want to be so ready for the other side. And as I get to the other side and I get there, as soon as I die and I get to the other side, I want to hear this. Everybody, Kirk Duncan is here. I just want him just to announce it. And I keep sending that to him, just like, hey, just announce it. I don't know who's going to hear it, but will you announce that when I get over there? And when I get over there, there's going to be this guy with a checkboard, and with a checklist, and he's going to look at me and he goes, you did good. I said, I did? And he goes, yeah, you did good. In fact, we have a white suit and a white cheek mic for you. Will you go down to hell and do some more training on the people who didn't quite get it? And I'll say, yeah, I could do some training. I've done a few of those. And they go, yeah, you did a lot of training, so you got ready to be employed over here in heaven. Because you see, I want to be worth something over there, so I want to be a good teacher here. Now, I want to make sure when I go down through those levels of hell that I don't find you. So remind the person next to you, you don't want to end up in hell, okay? You don't want to end up there. You don't want to go there, okay? You don't want to go there. For us, we got our heart set on we're going to make it. We got our heart set on that. We're going to make it. We're going to make it. You're not wondering. No more do you wonder. You don't wonder like, oh gosh, I wonder if I'm going to make it or not. Oh, come on, it's a choice. It's a choice we've got to make like today. Like, I'm going to make it. Because I really think in those top levels of heaven, I think their desserts taste better. What do you guys think? Or can we hope for that? Do you think Nutella is in heaven? Or do they use it for bait for the other? So I don't know what they got over there, but I'm just banking on, like, there really is some good things over there. I know for me, when I get over there, there's going to be this huge fishing pond with the biggest fish ever. And I'll be able to catch them and be able to give them a kiss and throw them back, and they never die. So I don't know about you, but I've studied about life after death because I've listened to, in real person-to-person experience, and I've listened to a lot of audios about near-death experiences. And people who have died and seen things, and then they come back to tell their story. And I like listening to stories that come from people of no religion, from different religions, and people of similar religion of mine. Because I love hearing all the different perspectives of how they see things. And literally, listening to these stories and experiences that these people have gone through, it's pretty cool over there. As long as you did good here. It's pretty cool over there. And I remember this one guy, I was listening to a CD, and he said, he goes, I tell people about what heaven looks like, and people are just like, cool, I can't wait to die. Because there's so much cool things going on over on the other side. So a heart of gold is somebody's heart who's set on, I'm going to make it. Now, who in this room could choose that tonight, where they're going to choose, I'm going to make it? Who's going to do that, yeah? Just tell me, Kirk, I'm going to make it. Yeah, a little bit louder. Just tell me, Kirk, I'm going to make it. I really hope you do, because I don't want to have to go down there and find you and drag you up there. And if you get to heaven and you can't find me, come find me. I just got a little lost on the way. Come find me. Will you guys find me if you don't find me up there? Yeah? Okay. So this life is the life to get ready for the next life, right? And so we learn in church, we learn through Scripture that this life is to get ready. And it's like, what does it mean to get ready? What does it mean to get ready? Well, that means I had to, learn how to love people, forgive people. What else? Love people, forgive people. Learn how to be a good steward. Learn how to be a good steward. Because there's a bunch of stuff on this planet. Who in here has a garage that has stuff? Anybody got a garage that has stuff? Yeah. Yeah, tell the person next to you, you ought to let go of half that stuff. Yeah, tell that person next to you, you ought to let go like half that stuff. So I think about this and I look for clues. I look for clues of like what I ought to be working on. So I'm in a good place to be employed on the other side. I want to be a good guardian angel. Is there anybody in here who would hire me as your guardian angel after I die? Anybody want to do that? Yeah, I'd be a great guardian angel for you because I'd get you up at 4 a.m. every morning. I'd like shake your bed, wake up, and you'd be like, what is that? Oh, it's Kirk again. Trying to get you up. So when I get over there, I want to be a good guardian angel. I want to be worth some things over there. Like I want to be one of those active kind of people over there. So love people, forgive people, become a better steward over things. Because if I can be a good steward over things, that means I can keep things in order. And keeping things in order means I have the ability to let go of stuff and not keep everything. I think part of getting ready for heaven is stewardship over the things we have and creating a sense of order. Okay, so who has at home that drawer that has like all those keys and all those pens? You know how it's like that drawer? Who's got one of those drawers? Make a noise. Okay, you got one of those drawers, right? Who has one of those closets that just has everything shoved in it? You know what I'm talking about? Or you go over to someone's house and you see that little closet down the hall and you just have to go look to see if their closet's jam full too. So something to consider in getting ready for heaven is to consider your stewardship over your things. Do you have too many shirts? Do you have too many pairs of shoes? Do you have too much stuff in the garage? And consider it a spiritual thing. It's not just an earthly problem, it's a spiritual training. Stewardship, it ranks high in the levels of learning and preparing for the next life. Because I really believe from my experiences, when I get over there to the other side, that I'm going to get a chance to learn how to create and how to move materials and how to move things and elements. And if I don't know how to manage my screwdrivers and my pliers and all my tools here, how am I going to be prepared over there to manage and move things over there? So something to consider in getting ready for heaven is your own stewardship. Now, some of you have church callings, and I hear many people go, well, the only time I ever have stewardship is when I have a church calling. Well, let me help you consider something. I think there's a calling in life to manage and respect the things that you have. And consider sometime really soon to let go of extra stuff. Sometime really soon, let go of it. Let me give you a little bit of wisdom behind this. We keep things because we have an emotional attachment to them. And when we keep things because we have an emotional attachment to them, what happens is the devil actually gets a chance to have power over us. When we have too much stuff, we are unorganized. And when we're unorganized, he gets to slide in there and mess with our thinking just a little bit. Kind of a lot. So stewardship, way to get a heart of gold is get ready for the next side, and part of it is stewardship. Then the other side is creation. God, what can we create in this life? What can we build? And I don't know if you're thinking your life is done and there's nothing else to create, like maybe you're retired and you think, I'm done. Or maybe you're 30 years old and you've reached your income that you ever wanted to have and you're considering that you're done. Boy, I got a suggestion for you. Make your life a life of wanting to create. Build and create something, somewhere at some time. Keep those creation feelings inside moving. The devil doesn't want us to do that. He doesn't want our house to be in order. He doesn't want us to narrow down our things. He doesn't want us to believe that we can create things. It's all his little secret little ways to get us to be trapped, kind of shut down. Now, the Duncans, there was a house that we moved into a couple years ago that once we moved everything into the garage, we could not park a car in that garage for a couple years. And then we went out into the garage one day and we looked at some boxes that we hadn't touched or moved in 2 years. So while Kim was gone, I moved some of them out to the street. People pick them up and take them away. And I find it's a lot easier when you don't know what's in them. I remember one time I was clearing some stuff out in the garage and making some more room, and I looked at Kim's stuff and I went, gosh, she never uses this. Let's just let other people have it. So I moved it out to the sidewalk, and I put some signs on it that said free, 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 free. Well, this time she was watching. She come running out in the garage, and she's like, Kirk, what are you doing? I was like, making room in the garage. She goes out there and brings it all back. And then she starts pointing at my stuff, going, let's move this stuff. So I learned a little bit of wisdom I have now is ask permission from your family if it's time to let go of stuff. Don't go in your kids' rooms and just start chucking stuff or chucking your spouse's stuff. Ask if it's time to let that stuff go. So consider this for a moment. We all are going to die. Let's get ready. Because if we get ready now, it may just improve our life while we're still here. Instead of thinking it's only a spiritual thing, like, I'm just going to go to church and that's my way of getting ready. Let's take a look around us and go, wow, let's get ready with the garage being in order, my closet, this and that and this and that. And we take it to that level of stewardship and finishing projects around the house. Okay, who's got a project at home that's not finished? All right, make a noise. Yeah, that's me. Okay, let me help you with something on that one too. Devil's kind of sneaky. He likes to get us to stop halfway through the project so that we live in a slight feeling of discouragement every day. We see the project. It's not done. And so we have this little bit of discouragement that opens the door so that the little devil can get in there and just kind of mess with us. Projects like that, we've got to do some things here to wrap it together and finish some of those projects. Who in here believes that finishing projects feels better? Yeah? One more time, let me try it. Who in here believes that finishing projects feels better? Yeah? Yeah! Oh yeah, because guess what? It's a creation that came together. It's a spiritual thing. So as you look at your project and you go, oh, yeah, I don't feel like finishing that project, maybe the next time you ask yourself the question, hold on a second. Has the devil got a grip on me on this one? And you ought to check in with yourself, because if you poured a little bit more energy inside that project and you finish that project, you're going to feel this little boost of energy at the end of the project. And he does not want you to have that end project feeling. He doesn't want you to have it because you get motivated. You get excited. Okay, do this for me. Grab the arm of the person next to you, shake them just a little bit, and just tell them, finish your projects. Finish your projects. So tonight, talking about stewardship, talking about creation, talking about forgiveness, I have a couple stories to share with you about the Duncan's path of doing our best to connect to heaven. You know, we want to get connected to heaven. You know, Kim and I and my 3 boys, we want to get connected to heaven as much as possible. And we've attempted to raise our children in a good way, to believe that there is a heaven, there's a God, and there's a Savior, and follow scriptures, and go to church, and do all the good things. And I remember one time when we were training our kids when they were little about how to pray. And we would teach our children about how to protect the family. And we would teach them that there are angels that are willing to surround our home and protect us. And one night, I believe it was Cody, we kneeled down, which is very smart and very important for prayer. We kneel down in our little family circle, and we hold hands when we say our family prayer. And we hold hands, and it's Cody's turn to say the prayer. And I will never forget this prayer. And it went like this. Dear God, tonight would you please protect our family? And will you please surround our home with 100 warriors? And I opened up my one eye, because you're still okay with prayer if you got one eye closed. It's when you do both eyes, that's so cheating. So I got one eye, and I look at Kim, and Kim looks at me, and we just kind of smile like, oh boy, here we go. Because when Cody gets on a roll, he goes for it. So he goes, Dear Heavenly Father, could we please have 100 warrior angels surrounding our home, shoulder to shoulder, with armor all over them, with crossbows, with arrows locked and loaded, with swords. And then he does this one, with lightsabers. And then I look at Kim and we smile like, that's a good one, yeah. And he goes with lightsabers, and then they have like shields and lasers and grenades. And he's starting going through all these weapons. And he's just doing a weapon inventory of all the guardian angels. And I can imagine up in heaven, them looking around going, is it okay if we carry grenades? Is that okay? And they're like, get the crossbows. I guess he wants crossbows tonight. Oh, do we have swords? Bring swords. Spears. Grab a couple of spears. Grenades. Get the whole box. Bring them over. And so there are all these guardian angels are like listening to his place and order for heaven, and he's just like totally into it. He's like, and they got grenades and crossbows and spears, and they're like really buff, like they're really super strong. And I saw in my mind, this skinny little warrior all of a sudden get strong. And he's like, I like this kid. Like he just created his mind. And at first it was funny. It was funny like to listen to him tell us stuff like, oh, that's cute, it's cute. And then I realized he's serious. Because, man, I opened my eyes and I looked at him, and he's like really into this prayer and going, and protect us, Heavenly Father. And I swear, I thought I remember him saying, and can we have 2 Triceratops dinosaurs protect the front door? And I thought, dinosaurs? Lightsabers and grenades. Just made it into prayer tonight. And he's protecting, and then this part I remember too, and he goes, and please surround us with this blue swirling light. Amen. And he said amen, and I just wanted to say, keep going, this is awesome. Well, I'll tell you, when he said that prayer, I felt pretty safe in our home. And we go tuck all the kids in, and I'm about ready to leave the kids' room, and Cody goes, Dad, come here. And I kneel down, like, what's up? And he goes, do you think that's real, everything I said? And I go, what do you think? And he goes, Dad, I can see him. I go, you can see him? Yeah, in my mind, I can see him all around the house. And I remember him looking at me going, oh, good. Now I can sleep really good tonight, Dad. Good night, Dad. And he goes to sleep. And I'm walking upstairs, and I'm thinking to myself, how do I say my prayers? Do I give that much detail? Does it matter in my prayers at night? So in the Duncan home, we get a little creative. And I've never received a notice from heaven that said, knock it off or stop it. I've never received a notice that said, you're crossing the boundaries for heaven and you're about ready to get kicked out of the club. Never got anything like that. But I will tell you this. What I've found to be very important about prayer is to create imagery in your mind of your home being surrounded by protective angels. And it's also cool to throw a color in and a light. Like for me at my home right now, if I were to tell you what my home looks like, there is this blue-white border that goes around the edge of our property, and it's right along the edge, and this light beam just shoots up straight into the sky. And it goes straight off the planet, clear to heaven. It's just this column of light. And it goes straight up, and it's just pulsing. And it's like if you were to walk up to it and touch it, it would be like this incredible happy feeling that would just tickle you forever. It's not a burn your hand kind of light. It's just so happy and so joyful, it would make you giggle for years. And it's got this light, and I got these 2 incredible warriors that stand at my front door, and they got lightsabers and crossbows, and they're just protecting us at home. I got ones by my back door. I got ones over on the edge of the property, always protecting us. My wife, she has 1,000 of them wrapped around her. So I'm going to protect my precious queen. My kids, when they go to school or off to work, I ask and I plead and I beg. that they're protected, and that there's literally ancestors of mine that walk with them and help them at school, I'm not afraid or hesitant to employ heaven's helpers. And I keep asking, am I asking too much? And the answer keeps coming back. We got plenty of people up here. We got so many people up here, you just tell us, we'll come help you. I remember one time asking, can I have 1,000 people surround my house and protect us? I need to feel more safe today. And then the voice comes back and says, do you want more? Yeah, let's go 5. Would you like more? 10,000. Would you like more? It's like, whoa. The little voice goes, think bigger, Kirk. You can ask for whatever you want. We're here to help. Can I have 100,000 guardian angels just walk my neighborhood and protect us all? And I got the feeling that they're willing to help. You know, you read any scriptures, and it constantly brings up how much heaven loves us. Constantly brings up how they watch over us. And there's so many countless events where people have been protected by guardians. So in part of getting ready to go to heaven is to already believe that heaven is here. And they are here. Now, I don't know why this happens, but there are good Christian people I talk to, and I talk about guardians and angels and stuff, and they get mad because if they don't believe, nobody knows where we're at. Sure hope everything turns out fine. So we're way up in the mountains, and I'm driving along. I got 2 kids in car seats and 1 in a toddler seat. So my guys are just little. So we're driving down the road, and I go way down this canyon. Well, I get to the bottom of the canyon, it's a dead end. So I got to turn around and go all the way back up the canyon. Well, I turn around, and I spin out immediately. The ground's all muddy and that slippery mud. And I'm slipping and spinning, and we literally sink the whole vehicle, and we're stuck. We can't get out, and I'm rocking it back and forth, and the kids are watching me, and they're like, Dad, are we stuck? No, I got this. After 10, 15 minutes, I go, guess what, guys? We're stuck. So as soon as I admitted we were stuck, and I'm thinking about how far we are away from people, Cameron, my oldest boy, goes, Dad, we need to pray. And I said, okay. There's nobody out here. And he goes, it's okay, Dad, I'll say it. Dear God, Dad's stuck. Help. Amen. And he opens up his eyes, and I was like, well, that was to the point. I go, so what do we do now? And he goes, Dad, they're on their way. I said, who? I don't know, but they're on their way. Somebody's coming to help us. Cameron, we haven't seen people for hours. There is no one anywhere around here at all. And as soon as I finish that statement, we hear the sound of 4-wheelers. And Cameron goes, Dad, it's them. They're coming to save us. And I'm like, Cameron, that's like a far-off noise. Who knows where they're going? And they drive right over the hill and drive right up to us. And as they're driving towards us, these 3 people on these 4-wheelers, Cameron looks at me and goes, Dad, angels on 4-wheelers. And he looks at Cody and goes, Cody, did you know they had 4-wheelers in heaven? I'm like, come on, Cameron. And they literally drive right up next to the Bronco, and the guy, I am not kidding, pulls up and just looks at me and goes, are you stuck? And I almost could imagine this little sparkle on his tooth. Like he's from heaven. And I'm looking at him going, I want to touch you. Make sure you're real. And they didn't even zoom past us and turn around. We didn't have to say, come help us. This guy just drives right up. Another one drove up on the other window, and he just pulled up and goes, hey, are you guys stuck? And we're like, yeah. And then Cameron announces, we're really stuck. My dad can't get us out. I'm like, thanks, Cameron. So the guys hop off their 4-wheelers, throw all these sticks and bushes underneath the tires, and then like, okay, give it a shot. And I kind of pull up on it, and they put out some other twigs and some sticks, and I start driving forward, and I get out of the mud. And I stick my head out the window to say thank you, and they were already on their 4-wheelers and gone. I couldn't even say thank you, and they're just, boom, they're gone. And Cameron's looking around going, Dad, where'd they go? And I go, I don't know. And he goes, oh, They went back to heaven. And we're driving up the hill, and the whole way, Cameron's like going, Dad, I didn't know angels had four-wheelers. That is so awesome. We just saw angels on four-wheelers. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. We saw angels on four-wheelers. Now, all the way home, me being an adult with more of a logical mind, I was discounting that as much as possible. And then I realized I taught my kids to believe this by how we pray at our house. And then here I am, doing this to the whole story. And on the way home, Cameron would not stop talking about these angels on four-wheelers. And on the way home, I just let it be true. Let it be true. I went back and I checked a map to see what road these four-wheelers came from, where I was. And I checked the map. And there is no road in the adjacent canyons on both sides. There's no roads. They were not on any other dirt road. There's no trails, there's no roads, there's no entry points to those canyons. There's no roads. And I sat there going, are you serious? They really have four-wheelers in heaven. And I'm sitting there going, that's a silly thought, but I'm so running with it. So this whole four-wheeler thing happens with my kids and I, and that's not the end of the crazy stories with the Duncans. My wife and I were doing taxes, and doing taxes is so... my job was to tape all the receipts on the paper, and that just takes forever. And we're in there just kind of hating the whole situation, and we don't know how to do taxes, and we're trying to get all of our stuff put together. And Kim, I love how she's so dialed in. She's so connected. She goes, Kirk, I think we need help. I said, what do you mean? She goes, I think we should pray for help to do taxes. And I said, I don't think taxes is a heavenly thing. I really don't think that. And she says, maybe there's been some accountants who died, who are in heaven, who then could come back and help us. I was like, all right, I'm in. So we kneeled down in her office, and she says the prayer and asks for help, and she literally said, can you send some accountants or people who know how to do taxes to our office because it's past hours, we can't call anybody, we need some help. And then she finishes it and says amen. So then we get back, we sit up, and we start doing our stuff and everything, and I look up to my wife, and she has these tears coming down her face. What? Are you okay? And she goes, oh, he's Irish. Irish? Yeah, I just heard a voice telling me what to do different in our taxes. What we're doing here is he told me something to do, but he has an Irish accent. And I'm looking around, I go, we got an Irish dude in the room from heaven? And she just is bawling, and she goes, yeah, it's him and another person. And I'm like, okay, what are they saying? She goes, okay, well, we're supposed to do this and this and this. And I sat there watching my wife get instructed by others from the other side who already know how to do taxes, came to our house to help us do taxes. And I will never forget the feeling or the look on my wife's face as she was dialed in listening to these things happen. I firmly believe that whatever challenge or problem you face, it's worth asking for a guardian angel to be with you, to get through it. I don't think guardian angels are there to take problems away. I think they're there to help us get through the problems. And I meet a lot of people who will not even think this way. They won't even go there. They won't even consider it. They won't even take in consideration, like, no, that's just weird. It sounds like, people who are falling away from the truth. It's like, the truth is, heaven loves us. The truth is, they care about us. The truth is, heaven's watching all the time. The truth is, they feel what we go through, and they care, and they want to help. But some of us are so stinking stubborn, won't even ask for help. Okay, bump the person next to you and just tell them, you're not the stubborn one he's talking about. Yeah. You're not. It's the person on the other side of you. Yeah, it's that one person over there. So I'm going to suggest to you this. I don't know if you've noticed, but we got some weird stuff happening in the country. Anybody paying attention to what's going on? So it's caused me to become a little bit more aware of how I converse with heaven and how I employ heaven, how I beg for help, how I surround my home, how I protect my family, how I put guardians around my kids, around me, around the business, around everything. Everything. I'm pleading and begging, can I please have help here? And position, and position, and position. It's like this room. I would not step into this room unless there were at least 2,000 to 3,000 guardian angels wrapped around this room. And I begged and pleaded that if anybody who has died or will be born, if they would come and be with you. I plead. I'm not sure what he allowed, but I will tell you, I ask every time that whatever you're supposed to learn tonight, that if you don't hear it from me, you'll hear it from another voice that talks to you tonight. Because I'm getting ready for heaven. And I'm acting like heaven is already here. All the time. Something I do when I read my scriptures, and I hope you read your scriptures. You guys know the song, Scripture Power? It's a good one. Read your scriptures every day. I usually get through one verse a day. At least one verse. Just one verse? Okay, good. But one verse a day, I sure get a lot further than 0 verses each day. But one of the things I do when I read scriptures is I pay attention to the names. I pay attention to the names. Like, okay, what's this person's name and what are they good at? I really believe that the scriptures is like an index of people who are talented and skilled. Like they're over there and they can help us. Because there's many times where I don't know who to call upon for help. I don't know what to ask or what to suggest. But boy, when I read scriptures and I get to know who's there, I can ask for help from those kind of people. All being directed through my Heavenly Father and my Savior Jesus Christ. It's not for me to direct. It's only for me to ask. So for us, you as my friends, I don't know what level you're at right now in asking for help or creating that for you, but please start. Please start. And I don't know what you teach your children, but I hope that we open up our minds a little bit further of what it's like over there and really what it's like here. I don't think it's earth and then a hard separation to heaven. I think it's really all connected in a very beautiful way. It's what I believe, and I'll tell you what happens to me. It works for the Duncans. It works for us. Our family has been watched over and protected and helped through so many struggles because of our open-mindedness in reaching out to heaven in a big way. Does anybody in the room agree with me, or what do you guys think? Yes? No? Yes? Yeah? Yeah, I think with upcoming experiences for all of us, I think it's be a form of feeling certain about life. There's some uncertainty happening, and I want to feel certain about something. And I am certain. It's a word that some new friends have given to me lately. I want to be certain about where my connection and my safety comes from. I think it's a good time to get connected to heaven. In fact, let's celebrate that with a round of applause, please. Round of applause. So those of you who are here during the daytime for the Master Your Influence class, there's a worksheet in your book on page 101. And those of you who came tonight and that are not part of the Master Your Influence program, I believe they handed out a worksheet to you. And so you have that right there in front of you. Let's fill this out, and then I have some other things to share with you here that have really helped me understand some things that are going on with me and around me that have helped me be a better dad, helped me be a better husband, helped me be a better friend to people who are facing some things today. So I want to show you that here in just a moment. So if you have your worksheet or you got that page in that book, please just speak up and say, got it. Got it. All right, you got that? Okay, so I want to show you something here. I want to draw you a picture. And you got this spot down here, you got this spot up here, and down here, this is earth. Up here, we have heaven. Heaven. Then earth provides the materials. Earth has the materials. Right here, heaven has the power. So we have from heaven going this direction, we got heaven support with the power. Down here we have earth that has the materials that we have here on earth. Now right here in the middle, we have this circle that is the mind and the brain. The mind and the brain. The brain is the flesh of the earth and materials. The mind is the functions and the thoughts and everything else that's moving through what's going on inside of our skull. So to me, what I've been noticing is that my work as a human being on the planet today, my work is to combine heaven and earth. To combine heaven and earth right here inside my skull, where my mind and my brain come together. So if I can consider, the power is going to come from heaven. Heaven to me is joy, happiness, peace, love, forgiveness, lots of incredible power. Down here, the earth has so much materials, so many different things we can build and create today, especially with technology and all these things. Like, it is like the pinnacle right now of creation on this planet. And here we are, we can create so many things. I mean, all kinds of things we can imagine and create very quickly. Somebody wants to write a book today. If they want to write a book, they could have the book done in a week, have it copied, printed, sent out, like so fast. So there's so many things we can create so quickly here. The powers of heaven are coming this direction, and boom, here we go. It's right inside of here. Now, the little stinker, the devil, he gets this. So where is he at right now? He is trying to get in here to cause a separation. Because if he can get in here and cause thinking and problems inside of our head, he literally is splitting up the power and splitting up the materials that you and I can use to create. And I know people right now who are frustrated. They're just like, I'm trying to, do better. I'm trying to bring these ideas together. And I'll tell you, this is where I focus, is getting out of my mind these things that have happened to me over my life that has caused this block to happen right here. Now, I want to show you one of these blocks that the devil pulled on me. I was praying one night and asking God what was blocking him to me and me to him. Like, what was blocking it? And this one time I was praying, he gave me this image. And here's my bed, and this is me kneeling. How do you do kneeling? Is that kneeling? That's kneeling, right? Kneeling next to the bed. And he gave me this image that there was this like dome over me kneeling next to my bed. And then he showed me that there's these arrows coming to me from heaven. And there's all these gold and white and silver arrows like zooming down to me. And they're all coming at me, and there's a whole bunch of them. But as he zoomed in my mind and showed me this, these arrows were hitting this dome thing and ricocheting off. Like just going like this, bouncing off. And maybe 1 out of 10 would wiggle its way through and get to me. But there was all these others that were like bouncing off. So as I'm getting this like image in my mind, I'm like, what is this? He zoomed in on this dome. And it was almost like it was a net type of material, like a fish net, but really, really tightly woven. And so I'm going to draw that right here, like a fish net or a cover that was over me. And I could see the threads or the strands of this. And like this one right here got through to me. It's because it got through this like hole and then wiggled in to get me. So this was coming from heaven, but I was only getting like one out of all of these. And so he zoomed in on this so I could see what this was. And as I got closer to look at this, there were words written on these threads. And one of the words was angry. Another one was sad. Another one was frustrated. Another one was mad. And as I got close, I could see all these different negative emotions that were the threads that wove together to cover me, to block what heaven was bringing to me. And this was like, I saw it in my mind, I saw it, and then it zoomed in, and I saw it, and that image has never left my mind. That my work to get this little devil out of my mind, I've got to identify what emotions have snuck in and created this interweaving that is covering me, that's blocking things. Now, let me ask you this question. Who in this room believes that there could be better things happening, but you're trying to figure out why it's not happening? Anybody ever have that feeling? Like you're going, okay, hold your hands up. I just want to see really quick. Okay, look at that. That's like, oh, wow, like over 90% of us. Because I was in that same feeling going, how come this isn't happening? Like, what's going on with this? Like, I'm doing all this good stuff, but it seems like it's not quite reaching me. That was part of my reason for praying, was going, okay, help me. I'll do whatever you're going to tell me. What do I got to do? And he showed me that these emotions, which I thought, it's okay to be angry whenever I want. It's okay to be mad whenever I want. It's okay to be sad whenever I want. But I realized, after he showed me this, it was very important that I began to be a steward over emotions. Be a steward. Almost like angry was its own pocket of power, and frustration was its own pocket of power. And all these emotions had different powers to them, but if I let them just fly all over, it's like a garage that has stuff everywhere. It's out of control, not being managed at all. And it was the first time that I got this very strong impression, I must be a better steward to the emotions that I experience. Now, you remember when I talked about the garage, about putting things in order? I got to check in with my emotions and go, are my emotions in order? Like, do I know where anger is? Do I know where sadness is? Do I know where frustration is? Or is it just spread all over the garage, like a little bit here and there? Is that, my friends, it's going to create a weird mesh that could cover you, that could block some great things that could come to you. So, Kirk, what do you do? Well, this is what I would do if I were you. Take inventory. It's smart for you to know your top 12 emotions. Top 12 emotions. What are they, and how much do they show up? You got 12 emotions you cycle through often. And your list is a little bit different than somebody else's, which is different than somebody else's. But take those 12 emotions and go kneel down and talk to your maker and go, wow, you gave me an experience to have these 12 emotions. Teach me, how do I be a better steward over these emotions? How can I manage these better? Because I've heard people before who have kneeled down and just prayed and went, okay, dear God, please help me figure out these emotions. And it takes a while before they get an answer. But I will tell you, you do some homework. I've seen people have that happen to them super fast, where they do some homework and they have 12 emotions. They kneel down, they go, these are my 12 emotions. This is what's been coming in that I'm not managing very well. Teach me how to manage these top 12 emotions I keep experiencing. And you, my friends, are in for a great training experience through prayer about how to manage emotions. Now, the person sitting next to you, they might not think that they have 12 emotions or think that they can be good at this. So will you just wrap your arm around this stranger one more time and remind them and tell them, remember, you're part of the family. Pull them in a little bit closer and just tell them, you got this, my friend. You got this. You got this. You got this. All right, let go of him. Let go of him. Let go of him. So 12 emotions. How come 12, Kirk? It's a good number. 3, not enough. 6, 20, too much. 12, good number. If you can only find 10, roll with 10. But I'll tell you this. What's super cool is my Heavenly Father knows how to manage emotions. And He's a master at it. And He knows what to do with them. And He knows the reason why these top emotions have been in your life right now. Something to learn from this. But you know and I know there's not enough people out there managing their emotions. They're just throwing them around. They're just like, oh, I got this feeling. Blah. They throw it at somebody. Oh, yeah, take this one. Blah, blah. Sometimes that Thanksgiving and Christmas is an emotional exchange program. And some of you know what I'm talking about with that. You know, you go there with certain emotions, you go home with other ones. True? Come on, true? And you drive home going, that happened again. It happened last year, and it just happened again. Because you know how families are. They just love to share whatever they got. And then some people go home with more than just their emotions that they showed up with. So maybe this year, that's why I'm telling you about this, maybe this year, before you get to the holiday parties and the holiday things, you do a little bit of inventory. You do a little bit of inventory, and you get this all figured out, and you go talk to Heavenly Father and go, hey, I got this stuff. I got these 12 emotions. Help me. Or I may go to the party and give 2 of them to them again. You know, and I don't know. I think anybody want to stop that kind of stuff from ever happening again? Come on, tell me. Tell me, come on. Yeah. And I'm sure you're not the ones who...
Oh, never.
Yeah, emotions, they hurt people. And something else I think would be wise is for us to stop passing to our children the hurtful emotions that we were given. I think it needs to stop in this generation. Anybody back me on that one? I think we need to do something about that. I think we need to stop this. I think we need to stop it. My point on this is the kids that are coming to the planet right now are super intuitive and super sensitive. And all it's going to take is 1 or 2 emotions stuck in their system, and the world could miss out on their gift. I really believe that the children that are coming right now is to help the world heal and prepare for healing and be a facilitator of healing and teaching and understanding life and nature and how it connects to us as people. And I think the adversary's plan is, hey, parents, dump your junk on your children. It'll make you feel better. I think we need to knock that off. I think today's a good day to stop and not pass it on to little kids anymore. But this is where we take our hand. We put it right here. I forgive myself for earlier today and all the way through my past. Because starting right now, I'm going to check in. And I'm going to know my 12 emotions. I'm going to be better at this. Because I'm going to be a better steward. And organize and manage these emotions. Because I'm a good steward. I'm a great steward. And I'm going to learn how to manage this. And I'm going to teach my kids. And we're going to rock and roll. This is awesome. And I still want to go to heaven. Okay, give someone next to you a high five and tell them, I'll see you in heaven for sure. I'll see you in heaven for sure. 12 emotions, 12 emotions. When I meet somebody and they're like, oh, I really want to do better in my life. What are your 12 emotions? What? What? I don't know. And it's tough for them to admit. I get angry, I get mad, I get sad, I get frustrated, I get disappointed, I get irritated, bugged, bothered, and they just they can't roll through it. They can't roll through it. Find your 12 emotions, my friends. Someone who can manage their emotions can manage their thoughts. If you can manage your thoughts, you can kick out this little devil guy out of your head, and now you got the power from heaven, and you got the materials from earth, and you are in the creation zone. You're in the creation zone. Manage your emotions, you can manage your thoughts, because emotions affect our thoughts constantly. We can be super happy in the moment, and then an emotion comes along and throws our thinking off so weird and bad. But if we can be good stewards of what we've been given for emotions to teach us and to help us learn and grow from the differences of emotions, then when a new emotion shows up, we have a place to put it, not have to have a reaction about it. So I think it's good. Tell me, you think that's good? Yes? Yes. Okay, so who are you going to talk to about your 12 emotions? You think he's going to teach you? Yes. Oh, yeah. Tell me, is he going to teach you? Yes. Yeah, he knows you. He knows you. I had other material written down for tonight, and two things got crossed off like 5 minutes before walking up here. It's like, please talk to them about their 12 emotions. There's at least one person in the room who needs to hear that. Would that one person raise their hand, please? Who's that one person? One. Okay, good. Like a couple hundred of you. Good. Because it's a me too. I got that going on in my life too. So congratulations on checking in with your emotions. Big round of applause for everybody, please. Big round of applause. Okay, one more I want to show you, and then I'm going to need some volunteers up here to demo something for you, which is super cool to learn from. Okay, so I got one more picture to draw. This is something that is fascinating. Oh my goodness, this is fascinating. Now, I picked this up from keeping a journal. You know how they teach us and suggest to us and tell us over and over again, keep a journal, keep a journal, keep a journal. What I'm learning and I'm loving about a journal is when life goes along and then all of a sudden, this thing happens, I then can back up and see what happened to cause this to happen. Or maybe life is going along and it's awesome. I can back up to see what led up to that awesome thing to happen. So in the years of keeping journals and keeping notes and tracking things, here's something I hope helps you in moving forward. In life, there are different levels. There's different levels that we actually all exist at. Different thinkers, different levels that we exist at. So these are what I call, or what they call different, we'll just call it different frequencies. And I'm going to call this one a 25, this one's a 75, this one's 100, and this one's 125. So let's say Kirk and Kim are getting along great, and they're doing awesome, and we're at this frequency of 100, and we're going along, and we're super happy and cool, and oh my gosh, oh, we're just doing great. And the days are clicking by, and we're doing good. You know, like, so here's these different frequencies of life, or different types of thinkers you can be. And as I'm moving forward, we're in this happy zone. Happy zone, happy zone. Well, heaven is like, oh, look at Kirk and Kim. They're doing so good. Hey, send them a big star, a big wahoo right here. Big, awesome wahoo. But it's like 1, 2, 3 days away. So here's today. Kim and I, we step into the next day. Oh, yeah, we're doing so good. Yeah, woohoo. And then we get right here. Oh, my gosh, woohoo. And we're just doing good. Heaven places in our path a reward of some kind. Well, in this realm of things, down here, you got the devil down here, and he sees that something is in your path to get. Well, he's not going to let that happen. So he sends in this moment of, and when there's a moment of, we were happy at 100, and now we have dropped a level because now I'm upset, Kim's sad, and both of us right here drop down to this level. And we're right here. We dropped down to this level because we had and we didn't manage our emotions. And we dropped a level. Well, then the next day goes by, and then we forgive each other, and it's precious, and we're so cuddly and nice, and oh my gosh, we come back up to this level. And then the days click by. We missed it. It was right there, holding at that level, that existence, placed right there to say, good job, Kirk and Kim, for being at this level. We have a reward right here for you. It's right there. But then that little stinker jumps in and throws us and we fall for it, and then we literally fall, and we miss it. We come back, and we're back to being happy. It's like, oh my gosh. But you, I bet, would agree. Sometimes you have feelings that you thought there was some kind of reward coming or something good was going to happen, but why isn't it here yet? Is there anybody else in the room who's ever felt this way before, like you missed something or skipped by something? Yeah, there's plenty of us in the room to back that up. That's a strange feeling to go, what? Okay, over the years, I've tracked this over and over and over again. And I drew this picture in my journal one time going, I think we're missing something. So I have a conversation with Kim. Okay, the next time I bug you, or the next time you bug me, let's hold the line. Don't drop. We're going to hold the line. What is the statement?
Hold the line.
What is it?
Hold the line.
We're going to hold the line. When we have this happen, and I show her this, and I'm like, okay, I really think that when this happens, like the next day, something awesome is going to happen. It's going to be right there. So it's like, hold the line, and let's see what happens in 2 or 3 days. Let's just try it. And everybody just walk around the house, be nice, be super nice, be super nice. And we tell everybody hold the line, and let's see if something happens. So we got the whole family in on it. Well, it didn't take very long before comes at us. And we as a family are like, oh! And we see this that's happening. And we all look at each other and it's like, okay, everybody, we see it. Hold the line, hold the line. That day we made it through. We wake up the next day. I love you, I forgive you. I love you too, I forgive you. Oh, we love each other. Everybody loves each other. We're all forgiving each other. Oh, come here, big hugs. And we're holding the line. Within a day to 2 days after that moment, it's right there. This incredible reward. Our family has done this enough times to know you don't want to drop to the lower line. You miss what was in front of you. You miss it. So in our family, we have a saying, whenever something goes weird and we're looking at each other, we just look at each other and go, okay, it looks like a hold the line moment. And it is just love and smiles and hugs and forgiveness, like as fast as we can say it, And we're like, oh, I forgive you. I'm good. And we're checking each other. You good? Uh-huh. You have any ill feelings? No, I'm good. Are you mad at me? No. Are you happy? Yes. And we're all just like super sensitive. It's okay, everybody sit on the couch carefully. As everybody's just like, we're walking around and just making sure nobody triggers or goes off on an emotion. It's like, please pass the salt. Oh, you're welcome. Here you go. Hey, can you guys fold your clothes? Of course. We're just all super, and we hold the line, and it's right there. Oh, if I could pass something on to my friends, hold the line. You might be missing something you didn't even know was there. Because you know that there's these moments where everything's going good, and that was a weird thing to show up. Would you agree? It was a weird thing to show up. But boy, the faster you come back to it and hold the line, that reward's sitting right there. All right, reach over, grab the arm of the person next to you. Just hold them just for a second. Hold them just for a second. Now shake them, and just tell them, hold the line, my friend. Hold the line. Hold the line. Okay, let go of them. Let go of them. Let go of them. Now, I've had people who say, well, when you come back up, they just move it over here for you. Nope. Emotion is the game. Can't manage your emotions, miss the rewards. Can't manage the emotion, you miss the rewards. When you're happy for a certain amount of time, rewards are building up. But then when it's time to deliver them, if you fall right before it, you don't get it. You didn't pass the test. And I really believe that this right here is my final test to see if I get that reward. I really believe it is. Like I'm doing good, and it's all building up, and it's right there. It's 2 days away. And then heaven goes, wow, look at them, they're doing good. Place a big reward in their path. And then as I'm getting closer, then they're like, yep, let's let hell test them. And then hell tests us, and then we see, as the Duncans, did we see the test, pass the test? Did we see the test so we can pass the test? My friends, all the good that you're doing, be ready for the final exam. It doesn't always happen this way, but for some of us, it happens. But I hope you see the test and what you and you and 10 times as loud, 1,000 times as loud, 10,000 times as loud, because you held the line. And our close friends who are around us, and we tell them about this, like, hey, you ought to try this, see what happens. They come back and are like, oh my goodness, it was so worth forgiving quickly. So worth it to forgive quickly. All right, so how are we doing so far? We doing good? This making sense? Yes? No? Yes? Yes? No? Yeah? Okay. All right, I'm going to answer a couple questions, and then I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to need 6 volunteers here in just a moment. And just so you know, you're volunteering to be devils. So if you have a natural way of being that way, you'll be great for this. Oh, we have a natural one over here. A couple of you. All right, very good. But we're going to demo something up here to help give us a visual of something that's pretty powerful. Okay, couple questions. Do we have mic runners tonight? Yes, microphone runners. Will you please stand up? If you have a question, raise your hand. Mic runners are going to bring you the microphone, and let's check in. Thank you. Microphone right here, please. Go ahead and stand up. Your first name is?
Lori.
Hi, Lori.
Hi. So when you tell us to get the 12 emotions, are they just negative emotions or are they positive also?
I would look for the 12 emotions that cause me to trip up, fall.
So the triggering ones.
Yeah, because those, you can make a list of good emotions if you need to balance that for yourself. But to me, I got to figure out what I'm not managing very well.
Gotcha.
What did God give me that I am not doing a good job managing? And so I'm looking for the 12 that tend to mess things up.
Stir me up. Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay,
yep.
thanks.
Excellent. Big wahoo! Yes, microphone is, where's my other microphone? Yes, right there, sir.
Good evening.
Hello.
Play a little devil's advocate here. So I'm a little confused because, one, I think it's really appropriate and very healthy to feel maybe emotions that we might consider negative, like sadness, anger. I think they're, when a loved one passes away, for example, I think it's very appropriate and healing to feel sad. So just maybe expand on a little bit more of the controlling. I heard you say manage or be stewards of these emotions, but sometimes to be sad is very good.
Oh, the emotions are good. Well, what you will see, and with the number of divorces, the number of suicides, you will see through those studies, it was an emotional separation that happened. So these emotions are healthy for us. They've reached levels of unhealthy. In a in a proper environment, they're to teach us about the opposites of feelings. But when the emotions start to divide families and cause people to take their lives and to do really mean things to each other, and the devil uses emotions to control people, then I get involved to go, there's some unhealthy levels here. Like sadness is actually a very healing feeling for me. I mean, on Sundays, I put on music and I go to sadness because it's just so healing. And frustration is good because it motivates me. But not everybody responds that way, and some people have an excess of it that it literally is overpowering them. And that's what I'm hoping to do tonight, is to help those who have these emotions that they haven't recognized what is overpowering me. And so that's my hope, sir, is that I can help them recognize, okay, sadness is good, but do I have too much that I haven't, there's something sad of 10 years ago, but I've never came to some closure with that. Because I love experiencing the range of emotions. It's when the emotions start to cause me to shut down, or literally my value of life goes down and I don't even want to be here anymore. So that's what I'm hoping, is to get back to that healthy experience about emotions. Did that help a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm glad you asked the question so I could help clarify that. That's awesome. Let's give him a big round of applause. Thank you, sir. Next microphone. Yes.
Okay, so my name's Amy.
Hi, Amy.
I have a question about placing protective bubbles around your house and your family. And what my question is I know it's something new that I've been doing, and I actually was doing it before I've ever heard you talk about this before, so it's a confirmation
awesome.
that I'm on the right track.
That's awesome.
What I felt is that it's really exhausting to keep up. So I'm wondering, what are some things I can do to, I know that when you do vision boards and declarations, it's a daily thing to build that up, to keep that in your mindset. What is something that I can do to help me be more strong in feeling like these protections are stronger? And how long should I expect to want them to last? Is it a daily thing that I should keep up, or what is your experience in that?
Okay, that was 4 questions. Can you guide me on which one I can help be part of?
Okay. How can I strengthen these visualizations of protection so that they last longer and feel stronger?
To me, repetition is my strengthening method. Repetition. If I do something over and over and over and over again, the first maybe 10 times, it's going to be like so much focus, so much energy to get into that and to create this thing to happen. But as I develop my mind and my visualization, it gets to the part where it's a snapshot in my mind. I don't have to hold the space. I don't have to do anything to it. It's like if I flipped through my phone and went, hey, here's my house with a blue bubble around it. It's just a snapshot. It's like, oh, it's working. That's how I see it. But in the beginning, it's like, what color? What does it sound like? It's like it takes a lot of effort in the beginning. But repetition is your friend.
Okay.
When it's a good thing. Repetition is your friend because it develops patterns and habits that then really take on some life of their own, and they're just in place. So like the bubble around my house. When I drive home tonight, I'll turn and start heading towards my house. And every time I turn to look at it, I just see this, this beam of light around it. And I just go, oh, that's cool. And it's still there. Still there. And so repetition is going to be your friend on this. And please tell yourself it's effortless. Please tell yourself, and not tell yourself it's so much work and it's so hard. It's effortless to be able to create and hold such a beautiful image in my mind of me and my family being safe, or my children, or you, but it's effortless. Please teach yourself how much energy it takes and reduce that down so it doesn't become overwhelming and exhausting doing that.
Excellent.
What do you think about that idea?
Oh, I love that. I love
You like that?
Yeah. And it's almost like when I stand up, as I stand up and I'm forming the questions, I almost know the answer already. So thank you. It's another confirmation.
Well, I love that you are somebody who is expanding your thinking, and keep practicing. What I love about my imagination is I ask heaven to edit my imagination. So when my son said, "Can they have grenades?" in my mind I went, "Does heaven have grenades?" And they went, "No, but we'll just pretend that we do." And like they're just letting me know what is there and what is not there. And so when I create something in my mind, I check in with heaven and I go, "Heavenly Father, can I put a blue light around my house?" And he goes, "Yeah, I think it's cool." "Is it okay if it like shoots up in the sky and goes clear to heaven?" "Yeah, that's pretty fun too." "Is there anything else you should suggest?" And he goes, "Well, yeah, put a cool sound to it like angels." "Oh," like a sound to it. I go, "Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome."
Excellent.
It's even like this tender side of my life that's really precious to me. It's even like creating in my mind the image of the Savior's face. There's lots of people who paint and draw pictures of the Savior, and I want to have one in my mind. And so I create in my mind, I look at different pictures and paintings, and I'm like, is that him? Is this him? Which one's him? There's a lot of similarities and things like that. And so I put this image in my mind, and then I ask heaven, is it this color vase, or is it this color? And then I listen for heaven to edit and say, well, actually, it's like this. And actually, today, his hair's like this. And it's like, what? But I believe I need to lay out to heaven my idea, and then heaven jumps in and edits and makes it better and shows me how it is. But I got to pose my first idea. So with the light around my house and the different things, and it's like, hey, what do you think? Can this work? And then they teach me back. Well, okay, let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. Constantly confirming with Heavenly Father how things really are. I'm just a kid trying to figure stuff out, and I keep asking him, how does it really work? So what do you think?
I think that sounds right.
Yeah.
That feels right.
It's fun.
That feels good.
Yeah.
It is fun.
It makes this
is a lot of
life,
fun.
it makes this life enjoyable,
Yes.
because I still get to be a kid. I still get to be a kid and create in my mind what heaven's like and what it's going to be like when I get there. Cool?
Yes, very.
Hey, thank you for standing up. Let's give her a big round of applause. Thank you. Do I have another microphone out? Okay, that was 3 microphones, right? Let's do that one more time. One more time. Find 3 more people for me, please. Excellent. Yes, right here. Please stand up.
Thank you. My name is Toby, and I had a question about the holding the line thing. So when you have the that happens, and you tell everybody, okay, we're holding the line. With kids, when they were the perpetrator of the thing, how do you make that work so they don't feel like they just got away with it?
So sometimes if everybody in the family knows about this and you say hold the line, you might have a couple rebels in your house. That try to watch this, I'm going to take the family down, and they're going to try to do it on purpose. Well, if the rest of the family drops to this line, you stay on this line. Whoever's on the line gets it. Whoever drops, they miss it. And watch. It sits there. It's right there for who gets there. So if the rest of the family drops, you hold the line. And that means manage your emotions, managing your thoughts, holding that state of mind. No matter what's going on around you, be able to hold your state of mind amongst the storm and see yourself through that storm to see what was such a big deal to put this right here, because it's got to be good right out here on the other side of this storm. You stay on the line.
Sometimes that's really hard when you're the only one standing there.
Yeah, it can be. Or it can be some other way. It can be effortless.
Especially if you get heat-seeking missiles where they just keep coming.
Heat-seeking missiles?
Serious.
How about you turn them into flowers?
No, these were like,
Okay.
Like
Let's turn them
landmines.
into little dust storms.
it wasn't.
Okay.
It was awful. It was like heinous, where you had to go talk to
Okay.
somebody. Yeah,
Got it.
Where you go,
Okay.
oh my gosh.
Slow down, my friend. Slow down. I'd change your story just a wee bit. I'd change your story just a little bit.
Oh, I was holding the line. Did real good with it, but learning to manage. I just wondered how you continue to do that without allowing them to think that they got away with it.
I'll say again, you need to get better with your story.
My story?
Your story is too catastrophic. It's too missile blowing up issue stuff going on. Disarm the missiles, disarm the tornado, change it into smaller things. Got to change the story about how it's coming at you.
Okay.
You created that story of the missiles, right?
I use those as an analogy. I wasn't involved with that. What happened?
Tell me your first name again.
Toby.
Toby. All right, your experience and your story, my experience and my story, you and I could go through the same thing together. I could come out of it and say, wow, that was quite the little dust storm. And you could come out of it going, it was 4 heat-seeking missiles. And you're going to have a longer recovery than me. You're going to have more pain and damage than me. And so be conscious of what you're putting your mind through. There's a lot of catastrophic movies today, a lot of catastrophic books, a lot of catastrophic things. Be very careful about the catastrophic imagery you have inside your mind. It can cause you to stay in pain and hurt longer than necessary. Be cautious about that.
Okay.
And be cautious about your stories. Really, be cautious about your stories. They affect your body each day, how you function. I love your analogy, but simmer it down just a little bit, okay?
So simmered down.
Simmer
Then
it down. Simmer
I
it way
simmered
down.
that down. So then how do I make my kids not think they got away with it?
Don't even think the story. Kids are going to do whatever they can. Kids are sensitive to things that are going on, and you're going to learn in just a moment how the devil talks to us. The devil talks to people, and the devil will put people into certain places to do certain things at certain times to mess stuff up. And we learned from Genesis how the devil works. He will talk to one, he'll talk to the other one, he'll talk to the other one until he gets his plan to mess things up.
True.
But it doesn't mean heaven's going to lose. Heaven already knows what's going on.
That's true.
But the devil will use people like crazy to cause problems.
Oh, yeah.
Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it.
Okay.
You're doing good. Hold the line, my friend.
Thank you.
Okay, let's give her a big round of applause. Thank you. Yes, over here. Yes, please.
Hi, my name is Holly, and I wanted to know if there's an appropriate time and way to set boundaries, probably similar to what she's trying to say, is that I understand that you can forgive, but don't necessarily have to trust. Certain individuals in my life have taught me that.
The question is, help me with the question.
Is there an appropriate time and way to set boundaries for yourself so you can hold the line?
So you're saying you had a kaboom, and now you're trying to figure out how to set boundaries and things like that so you can hold the line. Is that what you're asking?
Correct.
Okay, so let me help you with some of the things that have happened to me. The red spot on the green line right there, or the black line, when those moments happen, it is an internal holding the line. It is not an external holding the line. It is me on the inside holding my thoughts, holding my emotions, even if people around me are having to come apart. I have somebody upset, someone chewing up, things are going on, and just stuff's going on around me. And it's for me to hold my line, that I don't drop into the stories or have a come apart, my emotions take me over, but I can stay calm and stay calm on the inside. That would be the place to begin, is before trying to manage what's going on around you, go inside to manage what's happening on the inside of you. That you can take over every time. That you can get good at. Creating boundaries around you, there's so many different scenarios to look at, but I think it's your personal boundaries I think you'll find the most success comes from you managing what's going on the inside. What do you think?
I agree. I agree that what goes on inside our minds is the most important part, which affects our hearts. I also think there's certain situations that sometimes it's better to avoid than to try to manage. And that's just where I'm looking at setting some boundaries for what that might look like.
There are going to be things happen in this world and in this country. Those who can manage their emotions and manage their thoughts will know what to do next. Those who can't manage their thoughts and emotions are going to have come-aparts. They're going to have come apart and be confused of what to do. I am not going to be in that confused group of people, because those confused people are going to do weird stuff and people are going to get hurt. I'm practicing this at home, so in the future, I can manage my emotions, manage my thoughts, so that they can stay still through whatever's going on around me. If I can stay still on the inside, I can stay in tune. If I can stay still, I can stay in tune. And that's what I'm practicing. And there's plenty of opportunities that happen around us for us to practice this. And so for you and your family, I really hope you practice on that, being still on the inside. Super cool?
Perfect.
Awesome.
Yes,
Let's
thank
give her a big round of applause. Thank you. I have one more microphone. Yes, right over here.
Hi, so my name's Marcy.
Hi.
How do you help children manage their emotions? I have a child who's really, really emotional over everything. She's super hard. And so because she's that way, she tends to get under my skin a lot. So how do you manage children that don't know how to manage their own emotions?
Do you have emotional management techniques that how old is she?
She's 6.
6. Okay, so little person.
Yes.
Do you have any emotional management techniques that you've taught her?
No.
No.
Probably not, no.
Okay, so I'm going to suggest to you to look. Are you in the Master Your Influence?
Yes.
Okay, all right. You'll enjoy the rest of the class about some things to assist you in how to manage emotions. So there are lots of different types of emotional management techniques, even for little people, to help them have an outlet for that. Because they are so sensitive, and they're literally feeling things around them, and sometimes even the neighbors, they can sense and feel the emotions of neighboring families. And I have a really close friend who tells me that their daughter can sense houses, like 5, 6 houses away, when something goes wrong, and she can feel the pain from that house. And she needed to be taught an outlet of where to send that emotion, where to do that. She found that singing does it, dancing does it, and drawing. Singing, dancing, and drawing was an outlet for emotions. Using colors and different music to sing out loud was great emotional technique. So for a 6-year-old girl, singing, dancing, and drawing. It's super easy, it looks playful and everything, but it's literally an emotional release technique for her.
So when she's feeling emotional, encourage her to go do something.
Turn the music on.
Turn the music on, okay.
Yeah, and say, hey, come dance with me in the kitchen. And you know you're more sensitive to know that when it's starting, not when it finally gets into the full experience. You're getting very in tune to recognizing right before it starts. True?
Yes.
Yeah, I can tell that you're picking up on the signals right before. Boy, music, or like, hey, I got a new song, let's sing a song together. Or hey, you want to dance with me? To be able to burn off that energy before it comes together and erupts out of her.
Awesome.
Yeah, super cool.
Awesome.
Stay on your quest to learn emotional release techniques.
Okay,
Excellent.
thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Let's give her a round of applause. Thank you. Hey, Kevin, do we have those ropes, please? And will you please give a big round of applause for everybody who stood up and asked questions today? Big round of applause. Thank you. You have those ropes? 4. Okay, I miscounted. I need 4. So I need 2 guys, 2 girls. 2 guys, 2 girls. And you gotta be careful with me up here today on this experience. Okay, so gentleman over there in the glasses, second from the end. Yes, you just pointed to yourself. Come on up here. Let's go with the guy in the white hat. There's my 2 guys. Then between the 3 of you, you 3 decide which one of you is going to come up. I'll let you guys decide. And then in the stripes, right there, would you please come up? All right. Did you guys decide? Which one's coming up? She's coming up? Come on up here. Okay, stairs are over here. Stairs are over here. All right, big round of applause for my volunteers, please. Big round of applause. Okay, so I want to show something to you that was a big aha for me. And so get a spot ready to take a couple notes here. And because I'm going to tell you a story as I show you this and how I've seen some things happen to good people like us. Good people like us. Raise your hand if you've ever heard the term flaxen court. Raise your hand if you ever heard the term flaxen court. Okay, about half, 2/3 of us in the room. The devil has all kinds of different techniques. And he has ways of mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, socially holding us back. And to me, I want to get the devil as much away from me as possible so that I can do better and work better on creating my heart of gold to get ready for heaven. And so I got to get the devil out of my life as much as possible. But there's a sneaky thing that happens that I don't think we're very aware of, and I want to show you what happens. Now, my 4 friends back here, I'm going to have you go over here, and Amy, you come over here. You stay right there. So we're going to have Lori, and what's your first name? Walker. Lori and Walker, you are over here, and you are? Kirby and Amy. Now, they're going to be the devil's minions. Now, has anybody ever read C.S. Lewis's book, The Screwtape Letters? Yeah, if you haven't read The Screwtape Letters, I would suggest reading it, but don't read it before you go to bed. Super spooky. All right, read it when the lights are on or daytime, but super good book to see the insight of the structure and organization of the adversary and how they do things. And they're organized but unorganized. But they're very organized in what they do. Okay, so I'll play Kirk. They're going to play the adversary's minions. So through my life experiences, I've had some encounters with some of the adversary's minions. And they like to talk to us. They like to talk to us. And they like to say things at us. They like to say things like, "You're stupid. You can't do anything right." They talk to us. But people don't get this. They think that every comment they hear inside their mind, they think everything that's in here is their own voice. And it's not. The adversary is out here. He's out there. And whenever he gets the chance to get close, he talks to us. Or he sends his minions to talk to us and say things to us. Now, there are people who don't like to have this discussion or become aware of his tactics, but I think it's smart for us to know we must separate in our mind what is our voice, what is heaven's voice, and what is hell's voice. There's me, there's heaven, and there's hell. And then, of course, there's mom, dad, my friends, and my kids in my head too. But I gotta know the difference here if I'm going to get good at following the promptings from heaven. Get good at this. So this was something that happened to me that woke me up to this whole experience about the minions. Now, they have ropes, which are going to be flaxen cord. So flaxen cord is a soft rope that literally when it's draped over your arm or around your neck or your legs, you don't feel it. It's undetectable. Very, very soft, gentle rope. But what happens is they have a hold of it. Now, the only way I could get a flaxen cord put on me is if I entertain a negative thought, meaning I think of the negative thought like maybe I'm thinking of a mean thought about myself like, okay, I'm not good enough. The most popular inside thought that is ever said anywhere is, I'm not good enough. And if I were to think that thought over and over and over again, I'm not good enough, I can't do anything right, I do everything terrible. If I think that thought, I actually open up a moment for one of these minions to come close, and they literally drape over my arm a flaxen cord. But then they back up, but they don't pull on the rope because then I'll know they're there. See, in C.S. Lewis's book, the minions don't want to get caught. The devil workers don't want to get caught because if they get caught, they get punished. Well, when I read that, it's like, well, it's my job to catch them. My job to catch them. So if I think negative thoughts like I'm not good enough, this flaxen cord gets put over my hand or my wrist, don't even know it's there, can't even feel it. Because look, I am free. Look how free I am. I'm going through my life and I'm totally free. Some people think that they're free. But they think negative thoughts, and they have flaxen cords around their wrist, but they still feel like they're free. So I'll think another thought. Oh, man, I can't. I'm stupid. So next minion comes up, goes, hey, Kirk thinks this is stupid. If he thinks it's stupid, let's get him. But to me, look, hey, I can think negative thoughts. It doesn't do anything. I had a student tell me that one time. Kirk, you can say all the negative thoughts you want. I've never been trapped before, Kirk. I'm like, dude, you have no idea how many flaxen cords you have on you. So when we think negative thoughts, we have flaxen cords that are put around us, like tying us up. So what's another common negative thought, everybody? What's another common negative thought? Not worth it. So yeah, man, everything I do is just, I don't matter, I'm not worth it. Signal. Sometimes you have to help these little devils. Whoa, okay. What's another negative thought that cruises through our minds? I don't belong. Yeah, I shouldn't go to that event. Nobody's going to miss me anyway. I totally don't even belong. Nothing at all. So here's this individual thinking these negative thoughts, going through life thinking everything is fine. They're not trapped. There's nothing stopping them. Nothing at all. Now, did Kevin teach you guys what to do next? Or do I need to teach you? Okay. Back up a little bit. This way. This way. Don't pull in the cords because they don't know you're there. I suggest that people pick a goal and take steps towards a goal, like move forward in life. Now, you can already see what's happening. If I don't have goals or want to move forward or advance in my life, I could go all the way through life and not even know that I have flaxen cords. But I like to suggest people to build a vision board and put things on their vision board and start to upgrade their life. Move forward. Because they start to move forward and they feel something stop them. Now, in Master Your Influence, you heard me talk about the reticular activating system as one of the things that stops us from moving forward. Now that we're talking spiritual, there's another thing that stops you. Your internal negative language towards yourself and towards other people puts flaxen cords on your arms and your legs and around your neck, and when you try to move forward, you come to the end of your rope. And you literally feel like you can't move forward. You can't move forward. Now, some goal seekers, they get to the end of their rope and they go, oh, this is a sign from God. I should never have chosen a goal. And so then they back up. They don't follow that goal anymore. And I suggest people, go for your goals. No, every time I do, I go for my goals and I feel like I get stuck. Like everything just comes and it just stops. I go, I know it does, but keep going. At first when I started, my goal was like really super easy, and then I hit this spot where it got tough. And if they're spiritual, I can tell them, you got flaxen cords. And these flaxen cords are stopping you. And to me, I think life is all about creation. And we got to pick goals. And the reason why God wants me to pick goals and build something is because if I'm moving forward and I'm building something, I'm going for a goal, I get to find out if I have flaxen cords. I think it's a built-in system for Heavenly Father to go, hey, Kirk, You want to know if you got flaxen cords? Go for your goal, Kirk. And so I'm like, choo, 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 conk. And it's like, whoa. That negative thinking, shoot, they got me. Yeah, they got me. Okay, all right, time to drag the minions with me towards my goal. Crap. And some people do this towards their goals every day. Man, getting my goals is so hard. It's such a struggle going for my goals. It's like so hard. And I watch people struggle hard for their goals. They don't get it. That on a spiritual level, when you have negative thoughts and negative emotions about yourself and other people, you allowed the cords to get on you. And now you're having a realization that negative thinking and negative emotions literally stops us. Stops me. I can't even move forward. Stuck. Totally stuck. It's why I suggest to every person I meet, pick a goal, go for your goal. Because when you get to the end of your rope, now you can start to ask for help. Because if you can cut these cords, let these cords go, then you really are free. You see, if you're the kind of person who has picked a goal and you started working towards your goal and it got a little tough, and when it got a little tough, you decided to just toss it. Like, oh, this isn't meant for me. What happened is you did this. You started walking forward, got to the end of your rope and went, oh, that goal is bad. But all the goal was doing was helping you discover that you're a little tied up. Who in here thinks they might have some flaxen cords on them? Yeah, bump the person next to you and tell them, you ought to get that stuff off you, my friend. You ought to get that stuff off you. Okay, give me a little slack here. Okay, so let me show you what the common person does. This is what the common person does towards their goals. Okay, man, I'm just going to tough this out. I got a goal. I'm going to go for this goal. Oh, yeah, I'm going to just start fighting, really super fighting for this goal and watch me struggle like crazy. They really, really struggle on their goals. But here's some spiritual insight. I used to be this way. Fighting, struggling for my goals like crazy. Thinking that this is part of the training program. I'm supposed to and then your friends are like, I'm never setting a goal. Because they see you like this. I love my goal. It's not attractive. And that's how I was. That's how I was. Because I didn't see this world. I couldn't tell what was going on. I started checking in with heaven. Is this how we're supposed to do this? Is this how I'm supposed to feel? This is not quite. I can't tell my friends to pick a goal and, hey, get a goal, look like this. So I'd get a little involved with the spiritual side of things. And I didn't quite get this until one day I was fighting so hard. And I'm like dragging minions with me every day. Like, come on, let's do my next action step towards my goal. And I'm like fighting for it. I'm getting to the edge of this and it's like, gosh dang it, I can't move forward. Whoa. Now I'd hate to hurt a devil tonight. I finally get super exhausted, God, maybe I'm not supposed to get my goal. Ha! Then I got it. Reading my scriptures, I'm like, you know what? Why am I trying to get a goal without having my guardians help me? Why am I fighting these minions and these ropes like this when I know people on the other side, they got swords and crossbows and spears and grenades and triceratops and they got all this stuff going on. So it's like, hey, where's my guardians? It's like calling out for my guardians going, I got myself a goal. I'm going to go get my goal. And you know what? No more I'm going to go through this struggle and fighting with these flaxen cords anymore. So I'm going to take my action step. I'm going to move forward. It's like, I'm going to do this thing, and you're like, get this stuff off me. And I started to realize that creation is a heavenly thing. It's not supposed to be stopped and stuck and tied up. You watching that one, Kevin? Keep an eye on that. That was a tough one over there. Going for goals is not to be something you get stuck with. Going for goals is not something for us to like completely exhaust ourselves with. If you have a goal and you feel like you're tied up, you are. And your negative comments and your negative thoughts put flaxen cords on your arms and your legs and around your neck, and you are tied up. And my message, and one of my big messages to you tonight is, I think it's time you got some guardian angels to slice some flaxen cords. What do you guys think? Yes? I can take steps towards my goals. And I can have these guardians positioned that when I have negative thoughts cross my mind, and I feel that flaxen cord starting to go over my hand, and I go, whoa, okay, stop. Like stopping that negative comment, that negative thought, and I'm stopping that. And when I can stop that and know, I just have this feeling there's people around me who are carrying swords. You guys ever have that feeling? Or can you put that image in your mind that there's somebody next to you with a sword? Can you imagine that? Because to me, I feel like if I look to the right, I see somebody with a sword. If I look to the left, I see somebody with a sword. And I just did. If you want to pick goals and create and move in your life, on a spiritual level, set yourself up for success by literally having guardian angels around you to keep away the minions from putting those flaxen cords on you. But it also means you got to get involved in managing what's going on inside here. I don't know of any training program that is offered in school between the grades of kindergarten all the way through, clear through the top levels of school. There aren't any classes that I've seen that the whole class is dedicated to how to manage the negative comments in your mind. Is there one in school that I missed? Is there anyone in universities, colleges, that you take a whole course, 2 months, 3 months, to study how your mind works and to stop the negative comments? Is it available out there in the world? It's not in the school system. It's why so many people struggle with having the power in their mind to stop these negative thoughts, to stop the flaxen cords. That's why we struggle with it. Now, you in the room who this message meant something to you about these flaxen cords, in the next 24 hours, I would ask for some guardians with swords and ask permission if they can come and surround you and to give you a break, meaning literally imagine them cutting the cords, taking the cords off your hands, and clearing the space around you to give you the next chance of starting new with what's going on inside your mind. Who in here thinks they might have some flaxen cords that are stopping them? Anybody know it? Come on, tell me. Yes? Yeah. I know you do. I see it. It's in your body language. People who have flaxen cords don't move very freely. People who have flaxen cords don't look like they're going somewhere. They look like they're done. They're stuck. They're in a certain place. People who have flaxen cords, when they go to move, it literally looks like they're tied up. And you can see it. I can see it, and I notice it everywhere. I can see them move, and it looks like, wow, they got a lot of cords hanging off of them. It physically shows up. It doesn't make the person bad, but I'm sure aware of that, and I see that. You having flaxen cords off will feel more free. So if you will, bump the person next to you, just let them know, I think you ought to get those flaxen cords off, my friend. I think you ought to get those flaxen cords off. Okay, so on your paper, get permission to have guardians. That's step 1. Step 2, ask for the guardians to come around you. And I call it slice and dice. They slice and dice. They cut the ropes, they cut the ropes, they cut the ropes. And I take them off, I take them off, I take them off. And as a physical movement, this is what I do. When I imagine that the guardians show up and they're moving and moving the minions away and pushing them away, and I can tell that they've cut the cords, I literally do this move, and I wipe my hands down my wrists as though I'm taking the cords off, and I give myself a new reset. So I don't have these flaxen cords off. I don't have these flaxen cords on. And so now I have them all off. Now these guys, they don't leave. Guys and girls, they don't leave. They stay. But they can only stay if I get involved with what's going in here. I got to get involved. I have to get involved. I have to get involved. That means I got to really work on when a negative thought shows up. When a negative thought shows up, I stop it. And I stop these negative thoughts from coming into my mind. Now, years ago, a very silly, it was pretty effective, though it was really weird, idea. I put a rubber band around my wrist. And if I thought a negative thought, I just snapped my rubber band. After a while, it hurt. After about the 100th time within the first hour of waking up, I was like, snap, 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 snap. And then Kim would walk into my office, ask me some questions. Snap, 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 snap. I'd go out in my garage, snap, snap. Kim would go, how you doing? Snap, snap, snap. She goes, are you thinking a negative thought every time you do that? Snap, snap, snap. And then Kim suggested, or maybe it was my idea, I can't remember, to put it around my neck. Like with one of those big rubber bands. You don't want to do that one. But what happened is I was snapping my rubber band like every 5 seconds. I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm being bombarded. And then I realized I got to get involved and I got to have some techniques. I can't just block, 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 block. I got to get in here and restructure my mind. I got to get in here and restructure how this works on the inside. Now, you may think that little kids don't have this happening. I had a mom call me. Stay here, guys, just for a little bit. I had a mom call me, and she goes, hey, my little boy has tons of negative thoughts going on. I was like, well, how old's your boy? And she said, 5. It's like, your 5-year-old has negative thoughts? Is he playing games on TV or watching movies and stuff? No, we don't even have a TV. And all these little negative thoughts were like pounding on him, making him feel really, really, really bad. I've heard 5-year-olds having it. I've heard 95-year-olds having it. They don't know how to manage it. So rubber band is an idea, but don't write it down. Because I didn't suggest it to you. Don't do that one. I'm going to give you one idea, and then I'm going to give you another option about how to get training about how to manage this in your mind. But first, let's give a big round of applause to the guardian angels, please. Big round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I let them stay up here so that you can get the imagery in your mind that you can have guardians too. Who wants guardians? With swords. Crossbows? Oh, hand grenades? You're going to do the hand grenade thing? So here's the first idea. Let me give you like what you can do starting now, what you can do to be able to restructure what's going on inside your mind when it comes to managing your internal dialogue. So write this down. Very important how you go about doing this. Write this down. You get 2 journals. Get 2 journals, a black one and a color journal. A black journal and a color journal. Now, this is a little labor intensive, but your awareness must go up. Your awareness must go up on this because up until now, you probably haven't had some kind of structure in your life to be able to manage thoughts. So this, and Kevin, if you have my black and color journal, I like to have that if you have that prop. So a black journal and a color journal. The black journal is where you open up and you write down each negative comment that happens in your mind. You open up your black journal and you write down like, whoa, oh look, is this rubber band? So you'd open up your book and you go, number 1. Oh, I don't feel good about myself. Number 2. Oh, I feel like I'm doing everything wrong. Number 3. So if you notice, I'm giving each comment a number. Giving each comment a number is like giving that comment a name. When I teach the left side of my mind, this comment now has a number. It now can be recognized. When it doesn't have a name or a number, it's just this float in thought, float out thought, and it comes and goes whenever it wants, and it plagues me, then it goes away. It plagues me, and then it goes away, because it doesn't have an identity. And anything that doesn't have an identity must be me. My mind assumes that it's me. But if I give it a number, it now is something that's not me. And now my mind can hone in on it and go, hey, that's number 4. Do we want number 4? No, it's in the black journal. So I'm literally teaching my mind, give it a number, give it an identity, we don't want that. So I empower my mind to literally watch for the comment, stop the comment out here. Without a name or an identity to it, it floats in, floats out. And most of us have given identity to these comments as it is us. And that's our mistake, is we think all negative comments inside of our mind that we generated them, and we did not. The adversary has said things and spoken things to us for years and years and years, and he's working his language inside of our mind, so his comments get in, we use his comment, and we destroy ourselves on the inside. So I give each comment an identity. The color journal works like this. Watch this. If I catch the negative and move it out of the way, inspiration is going to show up. If I catch the negative and move it out of the way, this is for inspiration. And just when you thought you got inspired a lot, move this out of the way, this shows up in a much more clear way. So if I may be as bold to show you this, I am learning how to separate the dark from the light. Being able to recognize the dark voice, recognize the light voice. Literally, in my mind, teaching myself how to see the difference, feel the difference. Because for some of you, it looks like this. Oh, that comment's me, this comment's me, this comment's me. It's all just mixed together in your head. The negative comments are part of you, the inspiration is part of you. The negative comments are part of you, and it's all just mixed in there together. It's like, this is who I am. And I'm going to suggest this. You separate so that this sits over here. This is who you are. This is trying to plague you and destroy you every single day. And this, it can sit over here, and so you can gather more of this inspiration. Tell me if this made sense, yes? Okay, so this black journal, very important, it does not get left on the kitchen counter. I was at church one day, and I carried these 2 journals with me everywhere. I'd carry these 2 journals everywhere. And because I constantly wanted to catch this, and I wanted to hear the inspiration that was behind it. And so I'm carrying these journals with me, and I'm at church pulling out my black journal once in a while, writing down some new comments, pulling out my color journal, getting some inspiration. And I got home, and I only had my color journal. I said, Kim, where's my black journal? And she goes, I don't know. And I'm like, oh, it's sitting in the guys' class on the chair. Man, I tore off and went back to church, and a guy had just picked up my journal and was opening it up. And I was like, you don't want to read that? He goes, why? What is it about? It'll mess with your head. Don't read that. And I had a chance to teach him what I was doing. That day, he went home and got his own set of journals. A mom comes to me and says, hey, Kirk, I heard you're training on this in the Building a Mind of Steel. She goes, I heard the training on this. And my kids said, Mom and Dad, let's go to the store and get some journals. And the kids wanted them. So, man, they took off down to the store, and each journal was like, you get those little journals, they're like 47 cents each, and they get back in the car and they're driving home, and her oldest boy was in the back just going, oh, Mom, man, I got so much to write in my journal. This is exciting. And he's back there writing and writing, and as his mother, the mother was so proud that he was writing so much information in his colored journal because she was like, my son is so inspired. And so when her son goes, oh my gosh, okay, it's over. I'm done. I got all the stuff, everything. And she goes, oh, honey, tell me what you wrote down in your colored journal. And he goes, what are you talking about? I just almost packed this black journal. And she said she just went, am I a bad mom? I wrapped my arm around her and I said, no, you're a good mom. You gave your kids an outlet, a way to stop this negative that's going on inside their head. The cool thing was, she learned one of 6 different techniques about how to manage what's going on inside their head. She was a mom that was empowered to teach her children. And she thought, oh, my kids will have 1 or 2 comments in their black journal, like 1 or 2 things, right? She stops and talks to her kids. She goes, hey, how many did you write? And the oldest boy's like, I have 32 things I just wrote down. You had 32? And she talked to each one of her kids, and they were over 20, each person, just in their first sitting down of writing comments. Parents are quite surprised to find how much is going on inside of our kids' heads. Guess what? Don't give them an outlet. It just swirls in there. And it starts to get to them after a while. Once it repeats over and over and over again, it then sinks in. And it becomes part of their identity. So my mission is show you, talk to you, teach you tonight, give you this beginning step of how to give these comments an identity, to give you a chance to clear your mind out. I have a black journal at home. It has hundreds of comments inside of it. The reason I keep a black journal, and I keep these, is because my son came to me one day, and he says, Dad, I got this challenge I'm facing. I said, what's up? He goes, oh, this thing's happening, and oh, it's really hard. Well, I looked at my son and I said, hey, what's the comment in your mind? And he goes, no, I can't tell you. You're going to think I'm weird. No, tell me, what is it? And he goes, well, in my head, this is what it's saying. Blah, 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 blah. And I heard him what he said, and I said, hold on a second. Grabbed my journal. Hold on. I think that's number 72. I turned my page and I went, hey, read this right here. He looks in my journal and he reads number 72. Dad, that's exactly what I told you. Yep. Where'd you get that book? It's what they were telling me too. You see, we all have a similar script. I almost thought about just publishing my book. And then you just go through and check them off as you find them. Should I do that someday? And you just go, oh, there's another junky thought I should look for. But so many times I've been able to sit down with my kids and go, you know what? I don't think you're that strange. Look what's in my book. And they're like, oh, Dad, you thought the same thing. Yeah. Dad, how can that be? How can what they said to me be the same thing that they're saying to you? Same thing they tell everybody. The only difference with us, Cody, is we catch it, document it, and now we have evidence A to submit in heaven when we get up there. So, to me, I think it's smart for each one of us to realize it's time to start taking inventory of what's going on in our mind so we can clear it out of the way, get a heart of gold, and get ready to go to heaven. Anybody want to go to heaven with me? Yeah? Okay, who's going to do this? Tell me, who's going to do this? Make a noise. Okay, tell me this. Who's going to help their kids do this? Now, your journals don't have to be this big. They can be those little tiny ones. Do you have to do a journal? Can't you just push the thought out? You know how many times you've tried that? Do you know how many times you've tried pushing the thought out, and what does it do? Comes right back, doesn't it? Okay, this is the beginning steps of how to manage what's going on inside your mind. Now, I'm over by a little bit of time here, but I want to hand out something here, and I got a couple things to give away. Anybody like giveaways? Yeah? Hey, Cheryl. Where's Cheryl? Where's my Carol? Can we hand out that flyer to everybody, please? Let's hand out that flyer. I have a couple scholarships to give away tonight about our program called Building a Mind of Steel, about the next steps after this. And while they're getting that flyer, I want to ask, is there any questions about how to use these two journals? How to use these two journals? Hey, sir, right there with those microphones, will you grab that microphone and bring it over to one of these two ladies right here? Thank you. Can we have the microphones on, please? Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I'm Lorna. For the Black Journal, do you just write, like, let's say I hear you're stupid, and like that's number 4, and then like 3 days later, you're stupid. Do you just write it again, or do you like make a tally mark and go back to it?
Tally marks.
Okay.
Tally marks. If it's word for word the same thing, I go over and I put a tally mark.
Okay.
And usually my tally marks, when I go back and look at my tally marks, hardly any of them went over 5.
Okay.
Some of them are a little bit stronger than others. Some, I write it down once, done. Doesn't come back to plague me.
So if it's at all different, you write it again. 'Cause
But if it's slightly different in the sentence, write it down.
Okay, so question. Do you find that when the minions are talking, that they talk in a certain tense, like you? Because I'm me, but they're not me, so they're talking to me. Do they use you, or do they mimic me?
So, good question. This is kind of some advanced training. Can I give you some advanced training?
Yes, please.
Okay, advanced training goes like this. When they first approach you, they will say, you are this. And so your sentences in here will be, you are stupid. Once you catch on, they need to switch. Then they will start saying, I am so stupid. So then you catch yourself thinking, I am so stupid. And then you go, wait a second, that wasn't a you statement, so that one must have been me. They
Okay.
switch on you. But with new people who don't get this, they can totally beat somebody up with you statements. You're dumb, you're stupid, you can't do anything right. And we take it so personal. Like it's, oh, that's me, that's me, that's me. And we get beat up by it. But the first phase is they say you. Once you catch on to that, they switch to I,
Because they're sneaky little devils. Okay.
to the singular. So then after that, let me tell you what happens on the third phase. On the third phase, they then get somebody else to say it to you.
Like a real person?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so listen to this. Listen to this. Here's some higher level training about this. I was writing in my journal, and I just got done writing the you statement. And I'm going to pick easy. You are stupid. So then I write it down. Immediately after I write it down, the comment goes, wow, I'm so stupid. And I'm sitting there going, no, I'm not. I'm going to write that one down too. So I write down, you are stupid. Then I write down, wow, I'm so stupid. And I am not kidding. Within seconds, a family member walks into my office and goes, you know what? Do you know why you're so stupid? And I looked at them and I went, and I wrote it down. And they went, what? And I go, you just completed the process.
So then they have to go write it in their journal?
So, yeah, but family will get used. Friends will get used. People will text it to you. People will put it in an email. Once you catch it on the you, and then you catch it on the I, watch, it's going to show up in a person. And when it shows up, you almost break up laughing. You really almost start laughing because you've caught it on the you, you caught it on the I, and now somebody says it to you, and you're looking at them going, you're the one they picked? And the person goes, what are you talking about? It's like, can I show you my black journal? Let me just show you what's happened. 2 days ago, this happened. Then I caught the other version, and now you're the third version. And once I catch the third version, it's done. They can no longer use it. Once you've caught it on all 3 planes of existence, it is a done deal. You've mastered that minion. Busted, he gets sent to be in trouble, has to go through training, get a new statement, and then come back and try a new one on you. Serious.
Really?
Oh, I'm serious.
So the people in your life, because I'm experiencing that like right now.
So hear me out for a second. Hear me out
Okay.
for a second. This is not just some little cute thing we're talking about right now. It is very real, and it's
Yes.
very organized, and it's very serious, and it can be totally discovered and shut down and stopped. So I'm driving down the road, and I hear this comment, and it goes, "Man, you're so dumb." I'm just going to use that for simple. "You're so dumb." And I went, "I heard you, and you're over here, and I just heard you. I can't write because I'm driving, but I'm going to give you the number of 252. Well, then, right after that, I hear the next comment. "Wow, don't I feel like I'm so dumb?" And I'm like, "You guys are getting pretty lame at this. Okay, you're number 253. As soon as I called that voice, number 253, I heard this comment. Oh, crap, I'm going to get in trouble.
Really?
And I called it out, and I went, "What did you say?" And over here on this side, I heard, "Don't say anything, he's listening." And I'm driving home going, I'm so figuring this out.
That's awesome.
I'm going to figure out, in the scriptures we're taught, study your enemy and know them, where they're at. And if you know your enemy and you know their weapons, you will not fall to them. I know their first attack is to say you. Their second attack is to create an I statement. Their third attack is to move it through another person. After that, the statement's done. Then they go back and they try a new statement. And they're going to go through a series of statements. And after they go through a series of statements, it actually gets ridiculous and really lame. It's the same things. My children's black books are the same in my black books. My mentoring clients who keep a mentoring book, we then on their last appointment will sit down and compare black books. And it is hilarious. "Hey, you got this one?" "Yeah, me too." "Where's that one?" "Hey, I got this one." "Oh, me too." It's like word for word the same. It's the same script. But what we got to do is catch this script and then move ourselves to the next level so that they cannot get in our head. They cannot get in there.
Right.
Are you with me on this?
Yes. That is so inspiring. That is so awesome.
Well, it gives us a chance.
Yes.
They've been so sneaky for a while, it's like, let's call it out, see it, and let's do something about it. And I'll tell you what, my passion is for the people in the room, to really help people in the room. And I wish I had 4 more hours to teach people about all the different steps. But this is the thing, what I matter the most, you got grandkids?
No, just
Got kids?
Yeah.
How many kids?
4.
4 kids? Older?
21, 20, 15.
Oh, they're old enough to have kids,
17.
right? So you got grandkids coming close.
So I hope so.
Yeah, you got grandkids coming. Your children, they may listen to you or not, but grandkids. Because I got grandkids coming, right, Cameron? Cameron? I got grandkids coming. And so my grandkids are going to be rock stars with this. Rock stars. My kids, I'm just their dad,
Right?
right? But my grandkids, they're going to be like, "Grandpa's cool." Right? And I'm going to be like, "Hey, let's work the mind. Let's get you all powered up in the mind." Because I'll tell you what, kids need training for their mind.
Right.
They're super sensitive in their heart, but they need a strong mind to manage all this power they got in their heart. So if you're going to learn the skill for yourself, awesome. But get ready, because you're going to teach a whole bunch of people what you would learn in this course called Building a Mind of Steel.
That's awesome. I also want to thank you for bringing light to this because, like I said, I'm having people come and I'm on the third stage on a lot of things. And they're like, these people are like coming and saying these things. And I'm just looking at them going, what? So, and then Satan's going, see, they're giving, I told you so. And then I'm like getting mad at these people going, you rude dude, you know? But I think I'm going to forgive them and thank them for finishing my process. Seriously.
That was a good statement. And that would be actually pretty funny for them. And then they're going, you know what, you're this way, and you're like, thank you. Oh, I can go back and cross this one off.
Well, it's about a minion, not me. That's so awesome.
And so I don't walk around in my life boasting on this. Right here is training. That's why we have 3,000 my guardians around this room, because we need to hold the space in this room, okay, because of what we're talking about. But this is training for the mind. And the adversary is after our mind. I mean, it's really, this is the battlefield right here. He wants it. He wants to own it. He wants to own it. So training for the mind is how you get a heart of gold. Be able to manage. Be able to manage.
Yep.
Okay, so that's why I'm offering this training and saying, hey, here's an online course. No traveling needed. Online course. It's coming to you at your home, at your pace with this information. You can rewind it. You can watch it again. You can have your kids watch it, explain it to them, rewind, watch it. And all the worksheets and everything is designed to teach families. Designed to teach families. Someday soon we'll have one come out for business, business owners and people in business. But this is about the family, because if someone can do good in the family, they'll do good at work.
Right.
So we're going to the home. And so this is an online course that you can purchase and be part of and watch. And you literally, the whole library gets sent to you, and then you go at your own pace watching it and learning from it. And you watch me on videos. I teach you the next step, the next step, the next step. Because this is the beginning. This gets you going. But there's other techniques to use to then layer that awareness and just get super strong inside your head.
Taught in Mind of Steel.
Yep.
Okay.
That flyer that they just handed out to you.
Okay.
Yep. That's the program
Well,
we're
you and
talking
Kim
about.
have been a major blessing in my whole household. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. Let's give her a big round of applause. Thank you. So, my music stand's over here. So I want to give you the numbers about how this class works. You saw the flyer come out to you, and it is an online course. There are 4 trainings that happen that are at least an hour long. There's cool worksheets. There's the videos from me. And what's awesome is you also have the audio download that you can put on your phone, take it with you, or to have it for the kids to listen to in their own rooms, to be able to listen to it. And kids get this. Kids are looking for this. I mean, I love you, and I want you to use it and be able to use it for your own self, but you're going to use it, and you're going to find out you're going to be teaching so many people around you about what's going on in here. And I will suggest this to you as we move forward in the future. You're going to want to have techniques to manage this, because the world's getting a little crazy about some stuff. So on the flyer there, you see that the program is, what is it, $297? Yes? $297. Now, tonight while you're here, got a super, super, super cool offer, because you guys are super fun, and I kept you till 9:29. You guys are still breathing and enjoying the experience. And so tonight, this is what it looks like. If you would like to have this program come to your home, meaning an online course, while you're here this evening, you can register for this online course for $47. So for $47, you get this course sent to you to be able to learn these techniques that I use, Kim uses, my boys use, the people close to me use. And so the course for you is $47. How much is it? $47. Now, as an additional gift tonight, there are 3 audios you're also going to receive. And these 3 help build that support and that layering to your understanding about what's happening in your mind. Of course, you need to have your own copy of Building a Mind of Steel, the audio version. This is not the video version that I'm showing you. This is an additional training piece. And this one is 23. This one right here is called Finding Your Higher Power. This is my visualization of me going to heaven to meet Heavenly Father. And who in here has listened to this one before? Has anybody in this room listened to it? Did you like how they had chocolate chip cookies in heaven? Did you like that part? I had a 65-year-old woman come to me after she listened to this, and she was just in tears, and she says, "Hey, Kurt, I have never figured out what heaven's like, but now to know there's a cabin and there's chocolate chip cookies, I'm ready to go." You'll enjoy this experience. They take you on a journey of my visualization of what it's like to go to heaven. You'll love that experience. And that one is 17. And this one right here is called Slay the Dragon. Anybody listen to this one so far? Slay the Dragon. I get a little wound up in this one right here. A little bit of my warrior energy comes out in a really big way. So this one is 23, this one's 17, and the other one is 23. These 3 audios are gifts to you for also registering tonight. And these 3 audios come up to $63 total. So for $47, you get a 4-week program on how to manage the mind and manage what's happening inside your mind to the next level. And please accept the other 3 audios that I'm going to send you as a gift. And listen to them and enjoy them all the way through. Enjoy that. Allow me to teach you and your family how to have a mind of steel. So if you will, grab the arm of the person next to you, shake them a little bit, and just tell them, you need a mind of steel, my friend. You need a mind of steel, my friend. So the registration forms have been handed out to you. You can fill that out while you're sitting there and put your name on that and put the 47 on there so it's not the $297. Put the 47 on there so you receive that offer for being here tonight. And you will also receive those 3 additional audios. Now, I have a couple scholarships I'd like to give out. Would anybody like to have a scholarship to the program? Yes, make a noise. Okay, all right, super cool. So I have a couple here. And tell me your first name. Right here. Oh, hey, will you help me out? I tell you what, you get to decide who receives that. Will you go hand that to somebody?
And it doesn't go to me then.
You get to hand it out, my friend. You get to hand it out. Will you hand this one out? Will you hand this one out? Big round of applause wherever this is going. Big round of applause where this one is going. Where's it going? Big round of applause for where it landed. Excellent, excellent. So I have one more that's right here. And before we hand this one out, my last words here before we end the night. You as my friend, I want us to make it. I want us to get to those gates in heaven and step through and get into heaven. What's on my mind every single day is when I'm out and about and I see people at the store and I see how people act and I see how they do things, I always wonder if they have any idea that they can stop the madness that's going on inside their mind. There's too many people who think they're just supposed to deal with it. You guys, divorce rate is high. People choosing death by suicide is high. We've got a lot of problems happening. There's a lot of problems happening on the planet. I can't teach everybody, but I can teach you. For $47, you'll get your money's worth back. The first time your friend or your child comes to you and says, hey, Mom and Dad, what do you do with all this inside your head? And I know you'll have advice. What if you had a system, though? What if you were the go-to person instead of your child stuffing it all inside? Instead of your child holding it all back? Because I'll tell you right now, your children are not immune to that internal battle. It's happening inside. You're going to have to face this sooner or later, that they need some help. And I really believe they ought to come to their parents, and their parents know how to teach them. Be that kind of parent. Allow me to teach you. I hope you decide to choose the program. and really see the beauty behind it and the rest of these techniques, because it works. It really works. I want to tell all of you how much I appreciate you being here tonight and your participation and your attention. Will you wrap your arm around that stranger next to you one more time? They're not strangers anymore. You shook their arm, tapped them on the arm, you rattled them a little bit. Just tell them thank you. Tell them you're super thank you there. You can let go of them now. My friend, let's see in the front, Mark, will you decide where this goes? Mark will decide where that one goes. And I appreciate all those who have helped me hand out scholarships. Mark's zeroed in on somebody, and he has found them. Please give them a big round of applause. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mark. So when you consider money or training, I hope you choose training. Because for me and my family, we know how valuable the training is. Invest in your children, invest in you. Get some education on this. If you've liked what I've taught you here tonight, you're going to love what you're going to learn on that training. Fill the registration form all the way out. Sign it on the bottom. If you register tonight, you receive those other 3 audios. If you wait till tomorrow, you don't receive those 3 audios. And so choose in and enjoy this process. Enjoy the experience. Are there any questions before I do our last thing here before we go? Yes, ma'am. What's that? Can you order more than one for like other families or other people you know? Absolutely. While you're here, you can talk to people you know or set them up for Christmas gifts. You know, those kind of things. Super cool idea. Super cool idea. All right. Thank you. Yes, ma'am, over here. So it has 4 different trainings that you can use within 4 weeks, but if you need to give yourself 2 weeks to complete the tasks, you manage how long it takes for each one of those courses. So it's not forcing you to complete it within 4 weeks. It's at your own pace. But the suggested pace is 4 weeks. 1 hour each week. 1 hour each week. Plenty of material. Yeah, very eye-opening. The worksheets, your kids will love it. You'll get it. It's really very well put together. Excellent. Round of applause for your question. Last question right here. Oh, yeah, you get to go back to it. You got it. Now you have access. Nope, you have access to the library so you can go back and review. If you happen to forget something or like, yeah, I need to go back and review this one more time, or you meet a friend and you're like, hey, come over, I want to show you something. It becomes a tool for you to use over and over and over again. Super cool? Excellent. Big round of applause. Thank you. Now, where you register, right back here is our client service department. Right back here, they'll help you register before you go here this evening. And you can fill it out and walk back there and hand that to them, and they'll get you registered for this program. Now, our last thing to do before we go, underneath your seat, you have this imaginary sword. And it's like this big, and it's got this huge, amazing light shining out the end of the sword. When I say go, I want you to reach underneath your seat, grab the sword, and pull the sword out, and stand up and stick your sword in the air and yell the word freedom. What's the word? Freedom. What's the word? Freedom. What's the word? Freedom. One more time! Freedom. Okay. I'm going to give you instructions one more time. The imaginary sword is underneath your seat. When I say go, you're going to reach down, grab it, pull the sword out, stand up, and yell. Freedom! What are you going to yell? Freedom! Come on, what are you going to yell? Freedom! Okay, here we go. Tell me you're ready. Ready. Okay, because it's under there, right? Tell me it's under there, right? Okay, so it's under there. So after we do this, go get registered. Enjoy the training to get yourself building a mind of steel. Okay, here we go. Ready, and thank you for coming tonight, everybody. I love you dearly. Ready, and go! grab the sword, and what is it? One more time! I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Love you guys.